So a client came to me one day and he had an interesting idea to mount his TV on his fireplace chimney wall. Now I came out to look at this project and it was a little bit hard for me to envision exactly what he was talking about because the chimney wall was off to one side and his TV was sitting on this little ledge off to this side. So it was a little bit hard for me to imagine what he was talking about, but after a little while, after he showed me some sketches of what he had in mind, I came up with a plan to enact what he wanted and the vision that he wanted to see. So with this story, I want to put a challenge out to you guys. I want to put a challenge for you guys as I tell this story to think about what you want your business to look like when it's all said and done. When everything is finished, what is your business going to look like? Now I know that we're never going to be completely finished, but I want you to think about what your business or what you would like your business to look like 10, 20, 30 years down the road. And specifically, what is your role in the business? The whole premise of this is once you figure out what the end result will be. So once that client told me that, okay, I want a TV mounted right here. Once we know what the end result is going to be, we can start reverse engineering it and figure out a plan to make that happen. So what I ended up having to do, I had to figure out, okay, I'm like, if he wants a TV built here, he's gonna need basically a bigger chimney wall than what he has. So I need to build a box here. He also wants HDMI RAN from where his, I almost said VCR, but not VCR, right? The DVD player, the sound bar, everything like that. Everything's gonna have to run up through the new little box that I'm gonna have to build. We're gonna need some electrical. We're gonna need this or that. He also wants a plug on the outside over here for whatever he wants to plug in over there. Hey friends, I wanted to interrupt this video real quick and let you know that I've created an Amazon store with a whole bunch of links to tools that I highly recommend and tools that we use every single day in our handyman business. And also, handyman business books. Books have been drastic to the growth of my business, and I would highly recommend that you check that out. So I will put a link in the description below where you can gain access to that Amazon store and see everything that I recommend. Also, I wanted to let you know that you can schedule a free consultation call with me over at handymanjourney.com/coaching. I look forward to talking with you soon. Let's get back to today's video. So once you know what the end result is, you can start reverse engineering, start coming up with a plan to make that happen. So I want to equate this, like I said earlier, to business. So many years ago, I had a thought that I would love for my business, the Honestly Handyman business, to be something passive, something that works without me, something that just allows me to focus on my family more than the actual work itself. Now, there's been a lot of things that have happened since then, and I've kind of lost sight of that, but it wasn't until recently when I hired a business coach. Shout out to Michael Oakes, my business coach. He is absolutely fantastic. He asked me, what is it that I really want? And I think that was a very interesting question, and it made me think about what is it that I really want in life? Because what are we working towards, right? Do we want to be, if you're thinking about, if you're a sole proprietor in your business, there's nothing wrong with that. You could definitely be a one-man show for the rest of your life. There's nothing wrong with that, so don't get me wrong. But do you want to be working as a handyman when you're 70 years old, when you're 80 years old? Because the thing about owning a business is it's not like, being an employee and having a company match 401k where you're actually building a retirement, or you have medical insurance or things like that. There's a lot of perks that don't necessarily come with a handyman business, but there are a lot of perks that do come with a handyman business that don't come with being an employee of an actual business. So I would encourage you to think about that, and I think that will help shape what you want the final result to look like. For me, I knew that I did not want to be a handyman my whole life. I did not want to just end my working time and ruin my bones and just be old and crotchety and not have any money to actually live my life. I wanted to create something that would allow me to ultimately focus on my family, that would allow me to spend more time with my kids, allow me to pass on some of the things that I've learned and give them a good childhood. Now, I do think that there's extreme value in working, and I never want to stop working, as a matter of fact, but I think the working for me, I've always known needs to shift and needs to change a little bit. So when I'm, my working in my 20s is going to look differently than my 30s, and my 30s is going to look differently than my 40s. When I'm 60 or when I'm 70, I'm not going to be out there hammering a hammer or, doing drywall patches or things like that, but I still want to be doing something. There still needs to be something that brings in the income. And I think at the end of the day, for me, my end result, that TV being mounted on that fireplace, but not only thinking about what you're going to mount on that fireplace and what's going to be needed for that, but what's that TV going to be playing? what's the client going to be doing, or what's he going to be feeling when he's sitting back in his recliner watching the TV that we just hung on this fireplace? What's he going to be watching? What's he going to be eating? What's he going to be drinking? Right? This is all obviously just metaphors for kind of a deeper discussion, but what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your business to look like when it's all said and done? I think it's a very important topic, and it leads me to something else that I don't really talk a whole lot about here, but I'm actually a business coach. So we actually have a coaching group called the Handyman Academy, where we actually meet on Zoom every other Tuesday. So we meet bi-monthly, and this upcoming coaching call is absolutely going to be fantastic because we're actually bringing in my CPA to talk all about business structure and taxes and things like that. It's going to be fantastic. But the coaching program has been huge because it has really helped me be able to help other people kind of realize their vision that they want to have for their business and how to come up with a plan to make that vision a reality. I think at the end of the day, we tend to just do what we do because we have to do it. At the end of the day, there's handyman work that needs to be done. There's bills that need to be paid. You can get stuck in kind of this cycle of just doing life and doing life and doing life, and it's like Groundhog Day. But I would encourage you to think about what's on that TV when you're all done hanging it. What are you watching, right? And if what's going to be on isn't something you like, maybe you need to start changing some things today to make that happen. So one of the huge things that we've enacted in our business that has really helped us kind of accomplish that mission has been hiring employees. You know, our first employee that we hired, we talked a lot about it, was our CSR. She answers all of our phones, she intakes all of the emails, everything like that. All the leads that first come in, she's the first person they talk to. We've hired an estimator, we have a technician assistant, we have 2 technicians, we have a general manager, we have employees that basically run this business, and it's absolutely fantastic. I talked about this a lot yesterday, is I'm kind of blown away because for the past 3 weeks, I haven't worked, and the business is actually doing better without me. It's absolutely fantastic, and that's really, at the end of the day, what I saw on the TV screen many years ago. I had no clue how to get there though. And for me, the whole way to get there was hiring a business coach and getting a business coach to help me to establish the framework to figure out what the next steps are. Like I know what the vision is, but I don't know how to build it, right? I do now, and now in fact I'm a business coach and I help other people learn how to build that framework to get them to that end result. I think at the end of the day you have to look at who has what you want and how can I get that from them. That was one of the best pieces of advice that I got from my first business coach is look around the room, look at who has what you want, and pay them to teach you how to get what you want. And for me, I've just kind of lived that out. I'm like, okay, let's go. So I've told you guys a little bit about where I'm at. I would love to hear a little bit about where your business is, what you see as an end result for your business. If you could drop a comment in the comment section below, let me know what you see in the future of your business. And if you don't like what you see, what do you want it to see? What do you want it to look like? And how are you going to change that? So go ahead and drop me a comment right now. I would absolutely love to hear a little bit more about your business. Day 45. Guys, we are almost at day 50 of our 100-day video challenge. Thank you guys so much again for being here every single day. I absolutely appreciate you guys tuning in every day and listening to my rants. I hope that I am enacting some information and some knowledge on you guys. If you don't know, if you're brand new here, for the next 100 business days, I am on a challenge to make a video every single day. And we are on day 45 of that challenge. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Take some time off. You deserve it. And we will see you guys back here Monday morning.